Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born in Mecca in 570 CE. He was orphaned at a young age. His grandfather, Abd al-Muttalib, became his guardian. Muhammad, peace be upon him, grew up in a society that worshipped many gods. He was known for his honesty and trustworthiness. People called him al-Sadiq and al-Ameen, meaning the truthful and the trustworthy. His early life was marked by hardship but also by blessings. He developed a strong sense of justice and compassion. These qualities would later become central to his teachings. Even as a young man, Muhammad, peace be upon him, was respected for his integrity and wisdom. His thoughtful nature led him to question the prevailing beliefs of his society. He would often retreat to Mount Hira in search of solitude and contemplation. This period of reflection foreshadowed his profound spiritual transformation. As a young man, Muhammad, peace be upon him, worked as a shepherd. This experience taught him valuable lessons about responsibility and caring for others. Tending to his flock, he developed patience and a deep connection with nature. These qualities would serve him well in his later life as a leader and guide. He was known for his honesty and fairness in his dealings. People trusted him implicitly. This trust was earned through his actions and his unwavering commitment to truthfulness. His reputation as a trustworthy individual spread throughout Mecca. This period of his life was crucial in shaping his character. The solitude of shepherding provided ample time for reflection. It allowed him to connect with the natural world and observe the signs of a higher power. These experiences laid the foundation for his spiritual journey and his eventual acceptance of the divine message. As he grew older, Muhammad, peace be upon him, became increasingly troubled by the social injustices and spiritual corruption of Meccan society. He felt a deep longing for a more meaningful and just way of life. This yearning for truth and spiritual clarity led him to spend time in contemplation and prayer. He would often retreat to the solitude of Mount Hira. There, he would reflect on the nature of God and the meaning of life. His heart sought a higher truth, a path that would lead to righteousness and enlightenment. Little did he know, a profound transformation awaited him. The people of Mecca worshipped idols and engaged in various social ills. Muhammad, peace be upon him, with his innate sense of justice, found these practices abhorrent. He yearned for a way to guide his people towards a more righteous path. His search for truth intensified, and his periods of solitude and reflection grew longer. He felt an increasing presence of the divine in his life. This spiritual yearning prepared him for the momentous event that would change the course of history. Section 4. Divine Revelation. The Dawn of Prophethood. In 610 CE, when Muhammad, peace be upon him, was 40 years old, he received his first revelation from God. The angel Gabriel appeared to him in the cave of Hira and commanded him to read. This event marked the beginning of his prophethood and the revelation of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. The first verses revealed to him emphasized the importance of knowledge, reading, and reflecting on the signs of God and creation. This initial revelation filled Muhammad, peace be upon him, with a sense of awe and responsibility. He was chosen as a messenger to deliver God's message to humanity. The experience was overwhelming, both physically and spiritually. The verses revealed to him were unlike anything he had ever encountered. They spoke of one God, the creator of everything, and the importance of submitting to his will. This marked the beginning of a lifelong mission to spread the message of Islam. It was a call to abandon idol worship and embrace the worship of one God, Allah. This divine encounter transformed Muhammad, peace be upon him, from a seeker of truth to the messenger of God. Section 5. Facing Persecution, the Price of Truth. Muhammad, peace be upon him, began to preach the message of Islam in Mecca. He called people to worship one God, to be just and compassionate, and to reject idolatry and social injustice. His message resonated with some, but it also faced strong opposition from those who felt threatened by his teachings. The Quraysh tribe, the custodians of the Kaaba, and the dominant tribe in Mecca, saw Islam as a threat to their power and economic interests. They persecuted the early Muslims, subjecting them to ridicule, boycotts, and physical abuse. Despite the hardships, Muhammad, peace be upon him, remained steadfast in his mission. The persecution intensified as more people embraced Islam. The Prophet, peace be upon him, and his followers faced social ostracization, economic sanctions, and even physical violence. However, their faith remained unshaken, and the Muslim community continued to grow, attracting people from all walks of life. The Prophet's, peace be upon him, message of monotheism and equality challenged the established social order of Mecca. His call to abandon idol worship and embrace social justice was met with fierce resistance from the tribal leaders. But despite the persecution, the Prophet, peace be upon him, continued to preach with unwavering conviction, demonstrating immense courage and resilience in the face of adversity. Section 6. Finding Refuge, the Hijra to Medina. In 622 CE, facing escalating persecution in Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his followers migrated to Medina, a city some 250 miles north of Mecca. This event, known as the Hijra, marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar and a turning point in Islamic history. In Medina, the Prophet, peace be upon him, was welcomed by the people, who had invited him to mediate their intertribal conflicts. He established the first Islamic community, a society based on the principles of justice, equality, and compassion. The Hijra was a pivotal moment in the development of Islam. The Constitution of Medina, drafted under the Prophet's, peace be upon him, leadership, established a pluralistic society, guaranteeing rights and freedoms for Muslims and non-Muslims alike. It laid the foundation for a just and equitable society. The Hijra signifies the importance of seeking refuge from persecution and establishing a community based on faith and justice. It marked a new chapter in the Prophet's, peace be upon him, life, one where he transitioned from a preacher to a leader and statesman. Section 7. A legacy of peace-enduring teachings. Muhammad, peace be upon him, continued to receive revelations from God for 23 years. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, contains these revelations. It provides guidance on all aspects of life, from prayer and belief to social interactions and governance. The Prophet's, peace be upon him, teachings emphasize compassion, justice, and peace. He taught that all human beings are equal in the sight of God, and that true piety lies in being kind and compassionate towards all creatures. His peace be upon him message transcended tribal and cultural boundaries, offering a universal message of peace and brotherhood. His peace be upon him final sermon, delivered during his last pilgrimage to Mecca, encapsulates the essence of Islamic teachings. He, peace be upon him, stressed the sanctity of life, property, and honor. He, peace be upon him, advocated for the rights of women and the vulnerable. His peace be upon him teachings continue to inspire millions around the world, offering guidance and hope in an ever-changing world. His peace be upon him legacy extends beyond the realm of religion. His peace be upon him teachings on social justice, equality, and human rights continue to resonate with people of all faiths and backgrounds. He, peace be upon him, is remembered as a prophet, a leader, a reformer, and a man of peace who changed the course of history. His peace be upon him message remains as relevant today as it was centuries ago.